Hi guys, about 2 months ago I uploaded short video on LECHUZA-PON versus soil, and now I feel it's time to update you on that situation. So I finally decided to try LECHUZA-PON and see what it's all about. And now that it's been 2 months and I've seen enough at this point to share my honest opinion, how I feel about PON versus soil for my plants. Just a short reminder what I showed in that video. Basically I purchased 6 plants, 2 of each were the same, and I planted same identical plants, 1 into PON, 1 into soil, and kind of observed them for a couple of months just to kind of see what medium those plants would like better. I have 3 examples for you guys. 2 of them are not the best examples, be honest with you, and I'll explain to you why once I show you those plants. But I also have a very good example that would be, I think, helpful for you guys to see if you want to try PON. Let's start off with not the best examples. First plant I have here is Homolamina Borneo Silver. There's other really long name for it. I will put at the bottom of the screen if you guys are interested. This plant right here just doesn't want to live, you guys, be honest with you. Although it's still alive and it's doing, I guess, okay, I do feel that the bottom leaves are always kind of get bad and just die back, but it's kept growing new leaves. If you guys think this is bad in 2 months, let me show you a plant that lives in the soil. So same exact plant, we started off with the same size as the other one, and this one did not want to live at all. I mean, it's still alive, but it's really on its last breath at this point. So I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. What I'm thinking, it's not necessarily any of that medium fault at this point. These plants were purchased very tiny. They were all tissue cultured plants and they came absolutely teeny tiny. So I just think they were just too small to even ship or change the medium for them at this point. They just did not survive for that reason. Next plant I have here is Philodendron Black Cherry. It is different than Philodendron Pink Princess, but you wouldn't be able to tell because that's what it looks like at this moment. It's dead, you guys. It's totally dead. And this one is in the soil, as you can tell. And this guy right here, I have no excuse for this, you guys. It was actually doing well in soil versus PON, but at some point I just overwatered it. So it's all on me and I wasn't gonna save it. There is really not much to save. When you get tiny little tissue cultured plugs like that, it's very hard to save them because there is really no additional nodes. So there's really not much you could do. So I kind of watched it die and I saved it to show you guys, but here it is. Let me show you my second Philodendron Black Cherry that has been grown in PON. And it's doing very well. This is, you guys, not a Pink Princess. This is Black Cherry. And from what I understand, it has much darker foliage than Pink Princess. And it's very pretty. I do like it, and I'm glad I still have second one that survived. And to get this dark foliage, like you see it right here, it has to be grown in a low light, which is kind of nice. I have a lot of that in my house. So this plant definitely seemed to like PON quite a bit. And I did put it in self-watering pots, so it's very easy for me to know when to water them. So it made my life a little bit easier, I guess. But this one is doing pretty well. That's another reason I wasn't even attempting to save this guy, because let's face it, I don't really need more plants, you guys. Now let me show you a last example, and I think that one will show you very well what medium these plants in particular prefer better. Here is a Philodendron White Princess, and this plant is stunning, you guys. It's very, very pretty. This one is in soil, as you could tell, and this one I did not overwater, so it's doing just fine. We are growing a new leaf, and foliage is absolutely beautiful. The white is really truly white, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This one is doing totally fine in soil. And let me show you the one that I am growing in PON. There it is, you guys. It's doing very well. I feel like this plant is definitely thriving in pon. It's looking very well. Size-wise, it's about the same as this guy. I feel like leaves are just happier, I guess, in pon. The only reason this plant looks a little bit fuller than this guy right here, because there's only one plant in this pot. And this one has two. I don't know if you guys gonna be able to see it, but there is two different plants in there, and that's why it looks a little bit fuller. I feel like the growth rate was the same in a pon versus soil, but I feel like the plant itself, the foliage, the health of the plant, the pon plant looks much more happier and healthier in my opinion. And it's very easy to get more than one plant when you get those tissue cultured tiny little plugs, because they start off so little, it's very hard for them to really separate one by one. And when I got this plant, it was very, very tiny, you guys. Now let me share my opinion, what I personally think about pon. I do like it a lot. I think if you combine pon with self-watering pot, and especially with little tube right there that kind of indicates when it needs to be watered, it just makes, I guess, your life a little bit easier. I feel like I don't have to guess when I need to water these plants. It just, the pot itself tells me, and it does need to be watered pretty soon. It's pretty low here right now. So I think the combo of pon and actual self-watering pots is absolutely amazing. It definitely made my life a little bit easier. It's easier to gauge when your plant needs watering. And once you fill up this reservoir right here, it's really nice because I don't really have to worry about it. I don't have to stick my finger in it. I can just look at the gauge and know when it needs to be watered. And also I feel that my plants don't need to be watered as often. And I feel that it's kind of shows you what schedule your plant should be on, kind of, as of watering. And I find that I watered these plants right here once every couple of weeks, which is really nice. Am I gonna convert all of my plants to pon at this point? Absolutely not, you guys, because a lot of my plants are already established in soil and they are doing pretty well. Also, keep in mind, pon itself, it is quite pricey. Also, you would want to get new pots for it, either self-watering or cash po pots without the drainage hole. So I would have to replace a lot of pots in my home. And like I said, pon itself is quite expensive and it's actually hard to get, to be honest with you. It seemed to be always unavailable. So that said, I will not be converting all of my plants into pon. Am I gonna try to grow some Hoyas at some point in it? I will, because I've been hearing from a lot of people that Hoyas tend to love pon. I might try some difficult Hoyas to grow in it and see how it goes, but as of right now, I feel that they are happy the way that I'm growing them now, so there is really no need to disturb plants and change things up unless you are struggling and something does need to be changed. And also, I would never actually try to re-establish older plant in a different medium. I would probably just take a cutting and immediately start growing in pon, so this way it doesn't have to adjust to anything, because it is stressful for plants, you guys. But what I'm gonna continue using pon for is for plants that I'm kind of struggling growing and I have tried in different mediums. So I guess if you guys wondering which medium is better for your plants, I guess decide it for yourself, whatever works for you. I mean, they do grow in soil perfectly fine. I mean, they meant to grow in soil, let's be honest. So, but they also really love pon. In my personal opinion, I just love the ease of the pon and the self-watering pots. And if you guys wondering where I purchased my self-watering pots and pon also, I'm excited to announce to you guys that I have started Amazon storefront for you. Since all of you guys always ask, where did I get this and where did I get that? And although I do put links into descriptions of my videos, but a lot of people still ask me where I get my little products for plants. now that I'm gonna have a Amazon storefront, I will put that link in description below. If you guys interested, check that out. You will find all of the products that you ever seen on my channel. And I talked about all of the products I have purchased myself. I literally put them into my storefront from my purchase history. So those are exact same products from the companies that I have purchased from. With that said, I do have to add a disclaimer. If you guys shop through my Amazon storefront, I will get a small commission from Amazon. Also, I feel like it's a great way to support your YouTubers, you guys, because honestly, all you're doing is you're shopping for things that you would have bought anyway. It's not going to cost you any extra, but you are helping to support this channel. So if you guys interested, check that out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it answered some questions for you about LECHUZA-PON versus soil. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, share with your plant friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.